Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy edition. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to catch the show live, or just watch throughout the course of the weekend as I vomit forth all of the individual news clips that we did throughout the week. But you missed that in-between conversation, which is always a blast, so join us if you can join us. Anyway, we will start right on in with the privacy news today. Why is the healthcare industry so bad at cybersecurity? This was an interesting article because it's not just how bad it is from the criminal aspect. It's also really, really bad from the business aspect. It's like, what's going on here? So why is the healthcare industry still so bad at cybersecurity? This demanded a cross-industry summit, so now medical security pros attend CyberMed, and they're all still fairly clueless. Which is kind of funny. Or it's not necessarily them. So it kind of boils down to this. When I was in high school, I had my chemistry teacher made this the most amazing thing that I passed on to all of my students of chemistry for the years that I was teaching college chemistry. You are only as safe as the least safe person in the room. So when I was in organic chemistry, and I had that moron in my class who would consistently, every single week, blow something up. I mean, literally, one time, I don't know how he did this, he managed to get a thermometer so hot, it shot across the room like a rocket. So yes, we have a thermometer that is flying glass projectile shooting across the room until it's smashed against the brick wall on the opposite side. You see, in that chemistry classroom, we are only as safe as the least safe person. And this is why you also always wear your goggles at all times. Doesn't matter if you're just looking at your lab manual. The moron next to you could be blowing up a thermometer, which is projecting at full speed towards your eyes as we speak. Okay. That's what's happening in the medical industry. You do have a lot of people who truly do understand the dangers of cybersecurity, but you get the one clueless person in the hospital who has no idea, like, oh, sure, we'll just go ahead and enter that button right there they asked me to. And that's it. You're done. Your whole hospital's been compromised. And so what has happened here is by the end of 2019, there's been an estimated cost of over $4 billion to the medical industry because of various encryption and crypto ransomware, things like that going on. But there's also an issue with data being collected when people know it's being collected. It's just kind of maybe anonymized. We'll get to that in a minute. But we do have the issue, the last mile awareness problem is that whole safety idea, okay? So even if everyone else is there, if one person does not understand basic safety protocols on the internet with the computers, then you're going to compromise the network. You're going to be open to ransomware, you're going to be open to hackers, you're going to be open to thieves. Now, of course, we talked about some laws, and like Maryland's like, it's illegal to have ransomware, even for research. That's crazy. The other fun ones were the cases where it was illegal to, what was it? No, it was illegal to, I think it was New York. It's illegal now to pay a ransom. That one at least has, it at least has some merit in it. It's trying to cut out the middleman. And so, yeah, that's kind of the case there. But the problem is it's not just the hackers, it's not just the bad actors. It also, as The Guardian reveals, it's also what we've done ourselves. So in The Guardian, how drug giants can access your health records. So this is, of course, going back over across the pond over there in the UK, the NHS, basically like, hey, we're selling, it's anonymized data, don't worry about it. Guys, anonymized data is so incredibly easy to de-anonymize. You should never have it. It should never be required for us to give data to computer systems. I want to go find a good old doctor who keeps paper files, who can do a good job with paper files without putting all of my stuff on some database somewhere, whether that's owned by Amazon or Google or Microsoft. I thought that story was hilarious a couple weeks ago. They're like, we want to stay away from Google. That's just a dangerous thing. We're going to go with Microsoft instead. Microsoft is crazier than Google is. Holy crap, people. What's going on? But anyway, the NHS is giving out anonymized data back to all these companies, but with all of the various other things that people are doing with collecting data, they're basically putting things back together, figuring out who's who, and they know everything about you. Isn't that exciting? This is the medical industry we're getting into. Everything is all connected together. We have hacks on individual medical devices. We have all sorts of things. It makes you wonder about the ethics in the medical community. And to that end, I am releasing a new science fiction book, which is coming out in the next couple of months, called Synaptergy. You can head on over to synaptergy.com, or the short link is tlm.li/s. This is going to be the page where we'll have more things unfolding about the book as it comes out. And you can come on over here, and if you want to be kept up to date as to when the book's coming out, when the beta reader program's over, when all these types of things are going on, you can click this Get Updates button. This is a mailing list. Everything is done on my own private servers, so don't worry about all of that. But the basic synopsis of the book. Mark woke up in a hotel room, unable to remember why he was there, but this was overshadowed by his now being paralyzed. Using his robotics education connections, he rebuilds his once functional body. In the process, the team soon discovers a cost for restorative technology. What could the price be to fully restore bodily functions? Mark will need to determine if he will pay that price. So this is a science fiction novel exploring technology, society, and ethics. And we are about halfway through on the beta reader program. So if you're listening to this and you are in the beta reading program, please get me part 2 so I can get you part 3 and we can get moving along on this project here, because we are releasing this book when we are ready and I don't want to be holding it out. So you can come on over here and grab the information, and as we have more information, eventually I'm going to put up the introduction to the book. I might do some fun blooper outtakes, like what's really going on in that book cover? What's behind those bushes? Some of you guys already know the answer to what's behind those bushes. Feel free to tell us all in the comments below what I edited out of that scene. But eventually I will actually do some bloopers there. Now, we did actually reshoot the front cover today. I actually got somebody who actually came out there and modeled the book cover for me. So we actually reshot it because we wanted to get it, without what was behind the bushes. And also we wanted to get a better picture that I won't have to edit as many people out of the backgrounds. So head on over to synaptergy.com. If you can't spell that, tlm.li/s. You can sign up on the mailing list there if you'd like to get updates on that. And continuing on in the privacy news, from 9to5Mac, there were a couple popular iOS Mac email clients that were scraping inboxes to profit from personal data. That's exciting, all you guys using your Mac. Now, none of these were actually Apple products. Let's go ahead and be clear about that on the front end. But this was from a motherboard research, and they pulled out a couple of them. So Edison was one of them. So Edison has phrases like privacy by design, privacy first on its website, but they also say they could definitely be a bit more upfront about their commercial. I think that's extra. Document describes Edison as providing consumer purchase metrics, including brand loyalty, wallet share, and purchase preferences, listing that the document adds that the source of the data is the Edison email app. So this is JP Morgan. Yes, that giant bank apparently owns the Edison email app that is scraping your inbox for information. Now, in the update to the article, Edison replied, "Oh, privacy is very important to us." That's hilarious. Tell us another one. But anyway, but you can opt out of all this kind of stuff. I'll just opt out and not use Edison at all, thank you, and I encourage you to do the same. That wasn't the only one, though. There were also, let's see, two other email apps using the same purpose, CleanFox and Slice, From a higher perspective, we believe in crowdsourced transaction data has a transformational power for both consumers and companies, and that the marketplace where a value can be created for both sides without making any compromise on privacy is possible. Yeah, tell me another one, you crazy lunatic. That makes no sense at all. We're just going to go ahead and, whatever. And, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Are you using any of these apps? Let me know in the comments there. All right, on to the next one. Windows 10 warning. This comes to us from Forbes, one of those very rare Forbes articles that I didn't need a subscription to get, but I have all these annoying pop-ups all over the place. All right, anyway, what is up with their web design? Granted, my window's not, tiny. I'm sure can I make that bigger? Yeah. They really need a better, they really need a better design. Oh, it's a little bigger this time. Oh, bigger for me. Oh man, your window froze. Let me fix the window for you guys. Tried to move the window around and got all mixed up there. Where's my web view? Where are you? I got too many things going on. There we are. There we are. All right, we'll stick with that. All right. So, Windows 10 had a lot of interesting drama. Of course, last week we covered the one where a third-party web application on the internet somewhere out there got messed up and it caused your local search file history to go down. That caused a lot of people to go, what? And so the drama began yesterday as Windows 10 users suddenly found that search was broken with a black bar. Of course, Windows is trying to be like, it's temporary server-side thing. Why do we have a server-side access our files? So, of course, we know that one. Microsoft... The fix didn't... Okay, let's see. They said there was a fix for the registry files. They said Microsoft's explanation doesn't add up and has actually prompted serious questions about the operating system and what personal data it is sharing. Very good. Somewhere in here there was a nice line about it was like kicking a wasp's nest. What Microsoft's... Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's up. The explanation instead kicked a hornet's nest. Yeah, there you go. So you got guys like me who already don't like Windows and warn people about the danger of the privacy aspects. I'm not saying it's a totally sucky operating system. I'm just saying, man, people, it's just not... I switched away from it because of the privacy concerns. That was my concern. All right. So with tensions running high, Windows' latest today has spotted further act. We will not stop it. Missed by many Microsoft release notes. Windows 10 20H1 build, 19035 reveal. It is decided to delay plans to roll out the optional update changes. So optional updates, they wanted to roll those back so you could turn off some updates. I believe that was what that was supposed to be. Nah, we're not going to do that anymore. There's another one. Windows 10 users need to embrace themselves further disruption. Another Microsoft update is now causing significant problems for a number of users. The latest update, KB453265. I think I said that wrong. KB453265. 9.5, which already has some track history, as causing multiple problems including boot failures, broken sound, knocking out Wi-Fi and Bluetooth adapters, and the infamous BSDOD, boom, 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 the blue screen of death. Ironically, another of its problems is a failure to install for what some Windows 10 users should count that as a blessing. So some of you guys that can't install that update, just don't even stop trying. Just stop trying. You might get a blue screen of death out of it. Let's see. There's another one. That one's related to the search. Microsoft has been working to unify search across Windows, Bing, and Office products in an effort to supercharge the search box. Has many advantages, but such problems are ruining the company's reputation. What reputation? It's Microsoft. They don't have a reputation. Well, I guess they do. It's not good anyway. There's so many of these issues. We're getting issues with broken search boxes because of third parties. We're getting updates that you can't block, which are bricking your systems. I haven't heard of any files being wiped out lately, but I guess that's a distinct possibility as well. I don't know. So here is one of the things you can do. If you are running Windows 10, go ahead and follow this trick because apparently it knocks out connecting to the internet for local searches. Got to run regedit, go to the H key current user software, Microsoft Windows current version search, look for Bing search enabled, and if you don't, then you'll have to create a new one, set the field to 0. Bing search enabled, set that to 0. Look for Cortana consent. Shouldn't Cortana consent not be there unless you actually consented? But maybe you did consent. Set that to 0, reboot the system, just until the next round of updates. And it's just going to go ahead and reset everything. We see these settings seem to have changed. We changed them back for you. Thanks, Microsoft. Very awesome, though. But that's kind of what's going on with the Microsoft failures. Let me know your thoughts to these and the other news stories in the comments down below.